Hello and welcome back, students. Today we are going to start the second topic of this chapter, components of a computer, that is output devices. In last video we have seen the input devices of the computer, and the output is shown on the devices, that's called output devices. We already know, we are much familiar with the output devices of the computer. Let's see that how many kinds of output devices we can have. So it's written over there, output devices. Output device receives information from the CPU and presents it to the user in the desired form. We already know that output, what output devices do. The processed data stored in the memory of the computer is sent to the output unit, which then converts it into a form that can be understood by the user. The output is usually produced in one of the two ways, on a display device or on a paper, that is hard copy. So output devices produce the output in two ways. One is to display, that is on flash or any screen. Second one is on hard copy on paper. Two types of output we get. Output devices bring information out of a computer system. Some output devices used in computers are given below. So output devices do nothing but give the output to the user. So few devices are there, that is, first one is monitor. Monitor is used to flash or display the output. We already know about that, much familiar with the monitor. Monitor is the most important output device because people interact with the device most intensively than others. It resembles as the television screen and use a cathode ray tube to display the information. So this is the technology, that how to make monitor. So monitors, they will use, earlier they use CRT, that is cathode ray tube. The monitor is associated with a keyboard for manual input of characters and displays the information as it is keyed in. It also displays the program or application output. Monitors are all available in a variety of sizes. Two basic types of monitors are, that is, first one is CRT and second one is LCD. Now we are experiencing LED. So CRT full form is cathode ray tube and LCD is liquid crystal display. So as I told you, these are the technologies they made with the monitor. CRT, how it works is the typical monitor that you see on a desktop computer. It looks a lot like a television screen and works the same way. This type uses a large vacuum tube called cathode ray tube. So it uses that tube is called cathode ray tube. So that's why it has the name cathode ray tube monitor. Second one is liquid crystal display, or also known as flat panel monitor. Most of these employ liquid crystal displays to render images. These days LCD monitors are very popular. LCDs use less power than a normal monitor. So nowadays it's very simple and widely used monitor. Now as I told you, as we have seen that one, mm, we get two types of output. First one is display and second one is on a printed paper or the hard copy. So second type of uh, output is that printers are used to produce paper output, commonly known as hard copy. Based on the technology used, they can be classified as impact or non-impact printers. So now there are two type of printers also there. One is impact and second one is non-impact printers. So what impact printers are? Use the typewriting printing mechanism wherein a hammer strikes the paper through the ribbon in order to produce output. So hammer means small, if you have seen that typewriter, so one small, that one hammer type things is there, and put it on the paper and strikes on the paper, and behind the paper the carbon was there, and if you strikes on them, that hammer strikes on them, and that letter prints over there. That is impact printer. Now second one is non-impact printer. So what is that non-impact printer? So that is dot matrix and character printers fall under this category. So under that, impact printer, two printers are there, dot matrix and is uh, dot matrix and character printers fall under that one. So what dot matrix do printers do are categorized as character printers because they write one character at a time. The printing head is made up of several pins which forms a column. The printing head is attached to a belt which moves it to the side by side along the width of the paper, and at the same time the paper is rolled up by means of a roller. In the same mechanism a typewriter does the work, the same thing dot matrix printer does. In order to write, the head pins are fired and the aid of an electromagnet which hit the ribbon and paper. Its speed is measured in characters per second. Although it is less expensive, it is louder, slower, and produces lower print quality. So that was the disadvantages. That was the disadvantages of this printer, that it was very slow and it produces lower print quality. Come for the non-impact printers. Non-impact printers do not touch the paper while printing. They use chemical heat and electrical signal to fetch the symbol on the paper. Inkjet, deskjet, laser, thermal printers fall under this category of printers. Nowadays what we see, printer and scanner type device, that printer is there as non-impact printers. So laser printer is there. A laser printer produces high quality and resolution print that one normally finds in publishing. It is extremely fast. Moreover, the operation of a laser printer is easy with automatic paper loading and no messing up of ink ribbons. The faster laser can print up to 20 pages per minute. That was, here we have seen that in this dot matrix printer, its speed is measured in CPS, characters per second. Here pages per second. See, per minute, 20 pages per minute in monochrome, black and white, and up to 10 pages per minute in color. That's the speed. So faster than that. Then inkjet printer. An inkjet printer creates an image directly on paper by spraying ink through as many as 64 tiny nozzles. So it has nozzles to spray the ink over there according to the character or the picture, and its speed there, it's written over there. These printers have good resolution, are silent, and for small amount of printing are not very expensive. So you can see that this is the inkjet printer. As you can see here, if you have book, you can see over there, this is the inkjet printer, looks like this, and this is the laser printer, you can see that. So this is the general one we see in offices or in the home or at the home. So now next is plotter. So plotter is another type of output which gives in hard copy. And what is that? Plotters are used to print graphical output on paper. Graphical means photos and the designs on the paper. It interprets computer commands and makes line drawing on paper using multicolored automated pens. It is capable of producing graphs, drawings, charts, maps, etc. It can draw continuous point to point lines directly from vector graphic files or commands. So it is used for this one only. Next we have drum plotter and flatbed plotter and inkjet plotter. You can read it out about that one, that's very simple. And speakers, we already know what speakers do and all. So the main topic we are going to start is storage devices. This is to understand that one. In our daily life, we use many storage devices like refrigerator, bookshelf, cupboard, etc. Keep our things safe in our home. It is just comparing that we have storage areas at home. So similarly, computer has its own storage devices. Computer also uses various storage devices to store the data, which keeps your data safe. Physical components or materials on which data is stored are called storage media. Hardware components that is used to store information permanently or temporarily are called storage devices. So in a device where your data is stored permanently or temporarily, that are called storage devices of the computer. The computer has many types of data storage devices. Some of them are volatile, that is temporary, and some are non-volatile, that is permanent storage devices. With the storage devices, your computer would not be able to save any setting and information and would be considered as a dumb terminal. Without storage devices, a computer is a dumb terminal, means it's just a garbage bin. Okay. So now, in order to see that how many storage devices are there, which kind of storage devices we do have, let's start with the memory. Memory is used to store binary codes of the instructions you want the CPU to execute. The instruction which is to be executed by the CPU is first. So memory is nothing but it will store the information what you want to store and what you want through CPU to be executed. It stores each and every thing here brought into the main memory. So main memory says that is the RAM, is random access memory. So in that one first in that RAM stores each and everything that OS or computer or CPU executes first, then only your computer starts working. The instructions are not executed when it is stored in the secondary storage devices like disks and tapes, etc. The memory stores all the data currently being processed as well as the program that controls the processing. So it stores first in the main memory, then in the secondary memory. Units of memory. So how to store how the computer stores your memory and all. So see that a computer can store the information using electrical components like the integrated circuits, semiconductors, all of which can recognize only two states, presence or absence of an electrical signal. Two symbols are used to represent these two states are 0 and 1 and are known as bits, binary digits. 0 represents the absence of a signal and 1 represents the presence of a signal. So computer recognizes only signals which is absent or present. So in order to make computer understand what the memory is going to be stored, so if the bit or the signal is to get absent, so they see that one as 0, and when it's a present, that is 1. A combination of bits is used to store data or instructions called bytes, nibbles, or words, depending on their number of bits they contain. So here you can see the chart. If 8 bits, 1 and 0, 1 is called a single bit, 0 is called a single bit, again 1 is called single bit, here is the 0 and 1, so this is called single bit. So if 8 bits are combined, that is called 1 byte. Here you can see this one. A byte is a unit of data that is 8 binary digits long or equal to 8 bits. Here nibble is just a half byte or the 4 bits. 8 bits called 1 byte. Here the 8 bits called 1 byte, and here 1 nibble is equal to 4 bits. Word, it is dependent on the 8 bit, 16 bit, 32 bit or 48 bits are called word. That is type of or machine dependent on the machine, which is dependent on that which type of machine. So memory size you can see here, look closely of these the memory size. 8 bits are called 1 byte, 1024 KB, that is kilobytes, okay, called 1 megabyte. So here you can see that 1024 byte is called to 1 kilobyte and all. We already know that, we have already studied in previous chapter or previous classes, so we are familiar with that one. Come to the next one. Here is the main part of the types of memory. Which kind of memory a computer uses? Types of memory is that one. The memory is of two fundamental types, main memory and the secondary memory. So main memory says that primary memory. So computer memory is divided into two. One, primary memory that contains RAM and ROM, and secondary memory kind of CD, DVD, hard disk, pen drive, all the external devices. So what primary memory does? Primary memory is called the main memory of the computer. It stores data when the computer is in operation. It is closely connected to the processor. The stored data are quickly and easily changed. Okay. There are two types of primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. We already know that RAM is volatile. Volatile is just a temporary one. That is random access memory. It is a central storage unit of a computer. The place in a computer where the operating system, application programs, and the data in the current use are kept temporarily. So what CPU is doing, or CPU needs the temporary memory to store, or the values to store temporarily, it uses RAM. What ROM does? ROM is only readable memory, or data are not lost even the computer is switched off. So in ROM, In read-only memory, they put or they store the things which is not going to be vanished or erased when computer is switched off. ROM is a permanent memory that provides startup instructions when the computer is turned on. You cannot store any data in ROM. Means that is not writable. You cannot store anything in the ROM is already stored and already uh, given the instructions or the programs in the ROM itself. Come to the secondary memory. Secondary memory is very easy. Whatever we see in the external one like CD, DVD, hard drive, then memory stick or the pen drive. Secondary memory is sometimes called secondary storage or mass storage. Why you say mass storage? Means it's huge capacity of that mass storage in RAM and ROM. So we can say RAM has capacity of general 4 GB, 8 GB like this, but secondary storage like 500 GB, 1 TB, that is 1024 GB. So that's the storage that's why called mass storage. It is connected to main memory through the bus and a controller. Bus is nothing but group of wires. Secondary memory provides backup storage of data instructions. It stores the data permanently unless it cannot be erased. So it means it's writable. You can store the data, you can delete the data, you can modify the data in that one. So type of memories you can say that, see the devices. Floppy disk, this is a floppy disk. It stored that some MBs, that is very uh, see 512 bytes of data, that is half MB. Okay, next one is hard disk. Hard disk, we know that this is the structure of internal hard disk, how it works. Okay, let's see. Hard disk is the main storage devices used to store a lot of large data. Like floppy disk, hard drive store data in tracks divided into the sectors. See the track means, see the circular one, so it stores the data in that lines. And this is the head, where head goes the data displays the that data is displayed on the screen. CD, so see the storage of that hard disk is written here, 10 GB to 120 GB. 1 billion bytes are called a gigabyte, that is GB. Compact disk CD, we have already seen that maximum capacity of CD is 700 MB, and it is not writable, rewritable. So you can once write, so you cannot erase on that one. Next is CD-ROM, that is CD read only memory. So you cannot write, you cannot rewrite on that one. But here old-fashioned name for this one is CD-WORM, meaning write once read many. So once you have written, or means once you have burned that CD, so you cannot write over that. But nowadays we have CD rewritable, means you in the CD you can put the data, or you can rewrite, I mean erase, you can erase the data and you can again put the data in that CD. Similarly, DVD, that is called digital versatile disk. Digital versatile disk is an optical storage device. It is small and round in shape and can store large amount of data and information. DVD is similar to a CD but has larger storage capacity and enormous clarity. So what is the storage? 4.7 to 17 GB. These are storage. Pen drive, we already know about the pen drives. Okay, this is called flash drive and all. Come to this one, the Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc is nothing but the disc which is being stored, which is for the larger one and to share with that everyone, like 180 members of the Blu-ray disc association, they have invented Blu-ray disc. So you can read it out about that one. Memory stick, that is memory card, you see that one, you can put inside and you can use that memory one. It has a storage 4 MB to 256 GB, that's the storage one. So this is the end of your chapter, components of the computer. If you have any problem, any confusion, you can ask here itself, I will answer it. Thank you very much.